the most important character in Star Trek. A character that has been in every Star Trek movie, in every Star Trek series, in every episode of every series. Of course, I'm talking about space.
Oh, 709.
Sean! Wesley!
Oh, Mr. Spock. The repetitive motion by which you're inserting to my vagina is causing positively good sensations.
Welcome to the show. I am that Chris Gore. This is PodCRASH. This is the show where you get to listen to me as a guest each week on a different podcast. You get to discover new shows. I get to talk about a variety of topics, except this isn't one of those weeks. I'm not going to be playing clips from another podcast. I'm going to be playing the audio from our Women on Star Trek live show, which was at I.O. West last month in April, recorded on April 20th, actually. And it's a bunch of women that I know in the world of comedy and performing and whatnot who are Star Trek fans, who I got together to have kind of a fun competition talking about Star Trek, why they like Star Trek, how they fell in love with it, and also there was some fanfic theater, courtesy of Giselle B., as always with the PodCRASH live shows. But before we listen to that audio, I actually saw Star Trek Into Darkness, and I was at a screening, got into an early screening. Thank you, Carl. And I got to see the movie. And first, let me just say that I am a big fan of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie. I think what he did was he respected the old series while also remaking it in a way that made it palatable to people who don't necessarily love Star Trek, and did it in a way that I thought was respectful, and it was fun, and the casting really captured the essence of those characters and why we love them. I happen to be a fan of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie. And a fan of Star Trek in general. I mean, I grew up watching Star Trek with my dad, actually, when it was in reruns. We would watch it together, and my dad was a big fan of NASA. He just loved everything to do with NASA. He's a fan of NASA. Can you be a fan of NASA? I guess you could be a fan of NASA, but he was just very interested in real space exploration, and Star Trek represented that, and so we would watch the show together and talk about all the issues related to Star Trek. So I went into the J.J. Abrams new film, Star Trek Into Darkness, with a lot of hope. Because there were rumors that a certain Khan might be in the film. I'm not gonna actually, and just so you know, there'll be no spoilers in my discussions here once I actually start talking about the movie. But I am I have loved, the old Star Trek movies, of course, with Shatner, Nimoy, DeForest Kelley. I mean, my favorite, actually, in retrospect, oddly enough, is Star Trek: The Motion Picture. So when I look back, it's like, well, I don't know, that movie sort of defined an era for me. It was after Star Wars. I was a Star Trek fan before Star Wars came out. And when Star Trek: The Motion Picture came out, I thought it was an attempt at an intelligent science fiction, and it really was. I think it's actually the only Star Trek movie that feels like a movie. I think the other movies feel like extended episodes of Star Trek, which I like. Star Trek II probably being amongst the best. I would say probably the most popular for sure, the best villain for sure. I mean, ultimately, if you think about Star Trek: The Motion Picture, V'ger, really, I can't believe I just said really. I just used really in a sentence. But V'ger, of course, is the villain of Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Couldn't the aliens have wiped off? Like, didn't they have, whatever, the robot aliens? Because you know what happened, how V'ger was created, right? V'ger was the Voyager 6, which went through the black hole. This is a spoiler, actually, if you've not seen Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Voyager 6, created by NASA, went through a black hole, went to this planet that was populated by sentient robots who took V'ger and built this ship so it could complete its mission, but they couldn't wipe off the thing so they could get its the full name Voyager 6. They could not have, these sentient robots could build a giant solar system-sized spaceship to travel back to Earth that would destroy anything in its path. And by destroying it, it's basically digitizing it. You'd think there'd be a way to digitize it without destroying ships, but no. And then they couldn't they have just, if they just wiped that off, they'd know it was Voyager 6. These are the questions you ask yourself when you get out of the theater. And there's those sort of like those just weird, like, what? Make no sense kind of things that you just accept in the moment of the movie. Fine, V'ger sounds like a horrible villain. It's it's a childlike robot thing that, yeah. Anyways, I still like Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It's a great score, which is why they used it for The Next Generation. If you want to show your support for PodCRASH, join Dollar Shave Club. We all shave. I like to shave my face. I shave other places, too. Women shave. This is for everybody. Well, this will save you money and time by joining Dollar Shave Club. Go to dollarshaveclub.com/Chris. Simple, high-quality razors, guaranteed, sent to you on schedule. Every month you get a new pack. I am signing up for this because that's a way that I can actually support my own show, which in a way supports me. So go to dollarshaveclub.com/Chris. Okay, so Star Trek Into Darkness. I'm in two minds about it. Okay. On the one hand, the spectacle is amazing. The lens flares, you can complain about those all you want. They really didn't bother me. So on the one hand, there is stuff to love. On the other hand, the old Star Trek fan in me hates aspects of this movie. Really, really is irritated by it. Just annoyed and irritated. So the only way I can see to resolve this is an old school fight. I am going to battle myself. I am going to present both sides of Star Trek Into Darkness, both the positive and the negative, the light and the dark of Star Trek Into Darkness. The only way to do this is to battle myself. Okay, so there are amazing things in this movie. You've got some incredible moments. Spock has some of the best lines in the film. It's hilarious. I can't stand the fact that they're constantly questioning Kirk. Why is it? Why this is a conflict that Star Trek fans don't like. Never question Kirk. Never question his command or his leadership. Whenever there's any doubt in that, it's not an interesting. But it adds drama to the story. You've got to love it. You got to love that kind of drama. I can't stand that kind of drama. It's stupid. It's Kirk. They should just accept it. And Spock, he can definitely be irritating. I like that they actually went to this alien planet where they were trying to save this alien race, which was, it was sort of reminiscent of old school Star Trek episodes. It's this opening scene with these aliens. I thought it was annoying because it seems like they break the Prime Directive constantly. You don't shelve Kirk just because he breaks the Prime Directive for a good cause. Okay, the special effects are amazing in this. It's the best. I mean, like seeing a starship go down in flames, which is not a spoiler because we've seen this in the poster and in the trailers. A starship go down in flames is just insane, awesome. Okay, seeing a starship go down in flames actually was kind of irritating and stupid. And there's a lot of incredibly unnecessary plot twists in this film. I mean, it comes down to, like, I really felt like it was like bad TV writing where all these stupid conflicts came from. It was annoying. I love the twists in it. I didn't see them coming. I didn't see the twist coming. I thought it was cool. And the whole thing with these new kind of photon torpedoes, I don't know, I thought that was kind of interesting. The photon torpedo thing was the worst thing in the movie. That was so stupid. And the secret of what's inside these photon torpedoes, I think it's just going to annoy the crap out of fans. They're going to just be totally devastated at how stupid this is. It's completely irritating. I can't believe they did that. All right, I think you're nitpicking now. I think you're nitpicking. You're caught up in the moment. It's spectacle. It's fun. It's crazy, and there are just some amazing reveals in the film. Okay, the reveals you can see coming from a mile away. They're not incredible reveals. They're pretty awful, actually. I can't believe that they thought that this was. I mean, I could see the ending of the movie about halfway through the film. You can kind of see the ending of the movie. I knew exactly what was going to happen, and what I predicted happened. It doesn't matter if you could predict it. That's half the fun. No. Half the fun is not being able to predict everything that's going to happen. It was just, I mean, it really just sort of hit you on the head. It was just so obvious, so irritating. I don't know, I just found it incredibly irritating. It didn't bother me. It was fun. Lighten up, Gore. No, you lighten up. Look, one of the worst kinds of endings is an ending when someone gets better in the hospital. This isn't a spoiler. I'm not giving it away, but seeing someone recover is just not. I would point to Superman Returns. Stop giving stuff away. Stop giving stuff away. It's, you know what? Just check your brain at the door and you'll like it. It's not the best Star Trek film ever, but it's a really great Star Wars movie. All right, on that we agree. It's a great Star Wars movie. It's a great Star Wars movie. It is a great Star Wars movie. I can't wait for Star Wars Episode 7. I can't wait for Star Wars Episode 7. Star Wars Episode 7 is going to be amazing. I know. Have you seen Star Trek Into Darkness? Okay, so those are my thoughts on Star Trek Into Darkness. I was surprised, really, just the audience split completely down the middle, including myself, which I think, when it comes to some movies, I'm bipolar. All right. So let's get to the live show. The Women on Star Trek show was recorded live at I.O. West on April 20th. Like I said, gathering a whole bunch of my female genre fans. Female genre fans? Yes. Friends who happen to be female genre fans. There was Erin Maxwell from Variety Magazine, Giselle B. from the Defective Geeks, also known as Jizzy B. There was Jess D.P., Markia McCarty, actually, who I perform with in Comic Book Live, Tabitha Bohannon, stand-up comedian, and Helen Z., all Star Trek fans, all had lots of really interesting things to say. I think you're going to enjoy. I mean, we did have some technical problems in the show. Actually, it was in a different theater, which we could not record. We could not record directly through the board, so we did this without microphones. So the audio is going to be a little bit wonky, but I think you'll get the spirit of it. And there's a funny. I don't know if it's funny. Why am I saying it's funny? I do this. I have to stop this. This is a bad habit of mine. There's a thing at the end where we do kind of a dance number, so you'll hear some music, but it's something. I think you'll appreciate the song, but you're obviously not going to be able to experience the dance number in itself. So here it is, Women on Star Trek, probably one of the most fun I have had at any of our live shows. And I've got to thank Erin, Giselle, Jess, Markia, Tabitha, and Helen. Great time. Live from I.O. West, Women on Star Trek. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Del Close Theater here at I.O. West in Hollywood. This is our special Women on Trek episode. I am your host, Chris Gore. Normally what we do on PodCRASH is I visit another podcast where I'm a guest. I play you highlights. But in this environment, we've got a whole other type of show. We're going to be doing a panel of women who are fans of Star Trek to find out what is the appeal, what is it that women love so much about Star Trek. I am, of course, dressed as Captain James C. Kirk from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie with a case of Andorian mud fleas, as you can tell from my engorged hands. Thank you. But what I would like to unveil for you is a new device, an advancement in podcasting, something never before seen. It's the ATX 1000B mobile podcasting unit. This can podcast anywhere in the galaxy, equipped with lights. You can get lens flares, recording and video on the internet. Let me just make a few adjustments here. Well, there we are. The ATX 1000 is functioning correctly. We are going to have an amazing show tonight. Let me bring up our special guests. Let me introduce all of them, and they'll join me here on the stage. We'll get to know them. We'll get to like all of them, and then we'll kill them off one by one in a trivia showdown for the ages. You guys are going to love this. You're going to love this. Okay, so bring up first the stage. She's a comedian. Her upcoming podcast is Unladylike. Welcome, Tabitha Bohannon. Come on up, Tabitha. Have a seat. Have a seat, Tabitha.
Thank you.
She's a cosplayer. She's a real geek girl. She's a member of the popular podcast Defective Geeks. And she's our fan fixtress. Welcome to the stage, Jizzy B. Another cosplayer, a Florida transplant, a friend who had sex with me on a recent episode of PodCRASH. Welcome, Jess DP. Where is she? We did. It was, you have to listen to it. You have to listen to it. And now, a lifelong geek, a former model, and a reporter for Variety. Welcome up, Erin Maxwell. And now, let's wait. Is she here? Is she here? Fellow performer of mine, Drunkards and Dragons, Doctor Who Live, Comic Book Live, Markia McCarty! Woo! And she's a fetish aficionado, an intellectual. Her upcoming podcast is Vulgar Asian Girl. Welcome, Helen Z!
I think at this point it's obvious that Helen's going to win because we've all got the red shirts on.
Wow, you're making me good.
So I have some questions for you guys. I want to get to know all of you before we actually engage in this competition. So I'm going to go down the line and ask you all the same question. Tabitha, favorite Star Trek character and why?
I would say it's Data because he's a robot. Do I need to elaborate on that? No, because he's a robot.
Yeah, and as long as he doesn't run out of batteries, you are good to go all night.
Yes, I am.
That's pretty good. Giselle, same question. Favorite Star Trek character and why?
For me, it's Spock. It's a character I grew up with. I love the fact that he's half alien, half human, and the fact that he works on intellect, but every once in a while his humanity comes out when it does. It's really awesome.
Nice. Okay, Jess DP, same thing. Favorite Star Trek character?
7 of 9.
Oh, I think I know why. Aaron.
I don't think I have to explain. Worf.
Worf. Oh, wow.
Also, because I love death metal, and there's a death metal band called Stovacore.
Marquillo, your favorite Star Trek character?
I forget her name.
Oh, no.
She was the black woman in Star Trek First Contact.
Uh-huh.
The one that talked Jean-Luc Picard down when he was going on Moby Dick on
Alfred Woodard.
Gore.
Alfred Woodard is the actress.
Oh, wow, Alfred Woodard.
Everybody was saying character names. Whatever her character name is, she is my absolute favorite. She's amazing.
Wow. Okay, and Helen, favorite Star Trek character and why?
Also Spock, hence my coloring, because he's sexy in the logical sense. I just want to sit on his face and bite his nose and grab onto his pointy ears as handlebars.
Okay, now staying with you and all down the line, I want to ask all of you, when did you fall in love with Star Trek? When did your love affair with Star Trek begin?
Probably 2 weeks ago when you asked me to be on the show.
No, you liked it before that, right?
Yes.
You did, okay. So, really 2 weeks ago?
No, I'm totally kidding.
Oh, okay. All right, good. I'm glad to hear that.
In the early 90s when I first came to this country, Star Trek was one of the first episodes of shows that I watched.
Oh, nice. Okay, Marquia, same question.
For me, it was one of the things that me and my mom bonded about, original Star Trek. She had a thing for Kirk. You know, I completely understand. And she got really impassioned about the whole Khan thing. She was like, I would have taken him out in a military minute.
Wow. Aaron?
In my house, we weren't allowed to watch anything Disney because my dad didn't like the idea of having us, the idea that princesses and we had to be rescued.
Right.
And he was raising 2 daughters and he thought that was all kind of bullshit. So he was like, no, only sci-fi and horror. He's like, because he thought that was pretty good. He liked horror, and so we watched a lot of, from little kids, Star Trek.
Oh my god.
Cool. All right, Jess.
I don't think I have a love affair. I think I'm the opposite.
Really?
You
Yeah.
hate it? That's what you're here. You're gonna take it down from the inside.
Aside from the movie having those lens flares that made me want to throw up when I saw it in IMAX,
Yeah, right.
I was introduced to Star Trek from an ex-boyfriend who would just watch it all day, all night. So I kind of have a hate for it.
But you love that the last movie, right? We talked about that.
No.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you loved the last one. Oh, okay. My bad. Giselle.
It's something I grew up with. Like, I also watched it with my mom, and like ever since I can remember, I watched Star Trek. And as I got older, I started to love it for different reasons, and it's a love affair that's lasted my whole life.
Aw. Tabitha.
I'll be honest, you guys. I am not the biggest Star Trek fan, except for I did watch. No. Let me calm down. Calm down. I did watch The Next Generation a lot because I had the biggest crush on Will Wheaton. Biggest crush. So, like, that is why I know anything about Star Trek whatsoever.
You had a crush on Will Wheaton?
Yeah, I mean, he was a teen heartthrob.
Oh wow! I wasn't paying attention that he was a teen heartthrob. That one kind of I missed that one, unfortunately.
I think that one too. I was totally that demographic. Well, I had TV during that
You
time.
didn't
I
get
do
to watch.
not remember.
You didn't get to watch the Disney Channel, and
That's true.
you weren't a teen girl in the. 90s.
That's true. I was not a teen girl in the 90s.
So I rest my case.
Okay, now sticking with you, Tabitha, give me your favorite series and your favorite movie, if you have one. Which you might not have one, not being a big fan. Great.
I didn't know there was more than the newest movie that came out.
What? She should be off stage now.
So when did it start?
Yeah, we should. Well, you're probably going to get eliminated quick then. Well, so really,
Hey,
but
you'd never know. I am a sneaky little rascal. You'd never know.
well, I just thought that you were always very nerdy, so I assume that someone's nerdy. Star Trek is part of your lexicon.
Yeah, nerdy can be lots of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to incorporate Star Trek.
That's true.
There's
That's
different
very
genres
true.
of nerdy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
When's the anime?
all right. Well, that's
The one that the series that I watched or
the series. Yeah, like the Next Generation.
Yeah, it was Next Generation.
So-
I mean, the older one with William Shatner, I've seen that one lots of times, obviously, because it's always like on Nick at Night or something like that. But yeah, Next Generation would be.
Giselle.
The series I always go back to is original series. It's the one I grew up with. I love Next Gen and all the other ones, but at the end of the day, I always go back to original series because it has that nostalgia factor to it. Because it's like, oh, I watched it when I was a kid. And I just love the characters and their dynamic. And every time Bones like bashes on Spock, like my heart grows 3 times bigger.
Great. All right, Jess. Same question.
The one I'm most familiar with is Next Generation.
So you like that one?
No.
Why is that a no?
All right.
That's the one I'm most.
That's the one you most despise because of your ex-boyfriend.
Well, you know, you come home and that's all that's on.
All right. Well, that's true. I can see that. All right, Aaron.
I like Next Gen, but I also kind of like Voyager a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I want to hear specifically why Voyager.
Why Voyager? Because it's 79.
Oh, right. That is a good reason.
Yeah,
That's a very good reason.
I like the Borg a great deal, and it goes really into the whole Borg stuff, so that's pretty good. And then as for movies, I got to go with Wrath.
Oh, Wrath. Yeah! Come on. Wrath. All right. Hey, Kia. Same question. Series and movie favorites.
Okay, well, you already know that I love Star Trek First Contact, mainly because of that one character.
Right.
That and I kind of got a thing for Jean-Luc Picard. Just a bit. Like, Kirk was Mom's captain and he's my captain kind of thing. I love the power that he has. I didn't find bald men sexy until it was Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh my God, what he's done for bald men is amazing.
Yeah, but he's powerful, but yet he recognizes his own fallacies, but then he'll still like balls to the wall, make a bad decision, but be able to bring it back around. I respect the human frailty.
Wow, great. Okay, Helen, favorite movie and favorite series.
My favorite movie, I already decided, even though I've yet to see it, is the next Star Trek movie. Because the villain is the same actor that was proudly has the most amount of near panty shots.
Oh wow, that's right. The mini skirts are so low in that. I mean, it's like they're really. I mean, they're very. I mean, they're sexy. Yeah, we watched this recently an episode Space Seed.
Oh.
Because Khan is there and it's Khan's origin. The skirts are so low. I mean, you could probably see something. It was pretty intense. Okay, so now what I'm going to ask you each. We're going to actually be entering the competition here. So be ready.
Can I say on record that when you asked me to do this, there was no mention of a trivia contest or
Oh, get ready.
anything whatsoever. You just said, "Come on, we'll just talk some Star Trek. It'll be awesome.
I think
I'll buy you a drink."
I think you can tell from the music, things are going to get intense, okay? So let's get ready for that. All right, I want to ask each of you if you have a stakilf. What is your stakilf? And we'll start with Helen and come this way.
Well, naturally, it is Spock from the original series.
Really?
Particularly the second season and the first season.
Huh. What's your stakilf?
Haha, what's that?
You don't know what a you're a Star Trek fan? It's a. Well, let me explain. No, it's easy. It's a Star Trek. If I could just explain, it's a Star Trek character I'd like to fuck.
World of the internet.
I thought it was just a fancy way of saying kill.
So it's the kilf to clarify. A stakilf is a Star Trek character I'd like to fuck. So Helen said Spock. Pretty good choice. What's your choice?
Okay, Troy.
Wow.
I mean, she's an empath.
Wow.
That's gonna be a good time.
Okay, Aaron.
Oh, Riker with the beard of authority.
Oh, nice. Jess.
Still 7 of 9.
Okay.
Since Spock has already been spoken for, I'm going to call Benedict Cumberbatch the next one.
Yeah.
What's great about Benedict Cumberbatch, his real name sounds like a villain.
Right?
Right? Benedict
pretty
Cumberbatch.
sexy.
It's awesome. Tabitha?
Well, obviously it would be Wesley.
All right, Wesley. Why did you say Will?
I feel like you would fuck him up.
I would basically destroy him. Basically, is what would happen. Yeah.
Wow.
How old is Wesley in this sex scene in your head right now?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
How old is Wesley?
Well, he's probably like my age in his early
No.
30s.
In your sexual fantasy with Wesley.
Oh, he's still like 8, 17. He's not even legal. He's still 17.
Wow.
I got younger, 8 to 17.
Is his voice, is his voice cracking when he does it?
Okay, now here's where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to ask each of you to take your stakilf, and what I want you to do is say their name at the height of ecstasy. So each of you will be saying, and the audience now should start to pay attention because you're going to be judged on this. So I want you to take your Star Trek character you'd like to fuck and say their name in the height of ecstasy. Ready, Tabitha?
Okay.
Wesley!
Yeah.
Nice. Giselle?
Well, for now, his character's John Harrison, so John. Okay. John!
All right. Jess. Start anytime.
How do you sexily say 9 of 7?
By saying it correctly.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll vote myself off.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, 7 of 9.
Nice. Okay. Aaron? Okay, Kia?
Oh, God, D, no! Yes!
Helen?
I like to pretend to be also a Vulcan woman. So here it goes. Okay. Oh, Mr. Spock, the repetitive motion by which you're inserting to my vagina is causing positively good sensations.
Wow. All right. The competition is fierce. and the lights are hot right now.
This is the doctor.
We're gonna take a break from the competition for a second, and we're going to have our fanfic theater. So get ready for fanfic theater. Giselle, who we love. Giselle, give her a big hand. Giselle finds amazing fanfic on the internet, and she found this incredible piece of fanfic, and I believe everybody here is a part for the most part. So I'm going to pass out these. Let's see. You're the narrator. Is there a male? Are there any male parts?
Cute.
I'll be a male part.
Okay, good. So we have. So all of you on stage have this. We're going to start. This is part 1, right?
Yes.
So part 1 ends.
Part 1 is at the end of the first page.
End of the first page. Okay, so we're going to come back to this, back to the fanfic theater during the show.
At first, we should cast the roles. I think that'd be helpful.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I think that might help the situation. All right, well, you are Q. Let's see. Was 7 your favorite character? You should be 7. Troy. Dr. Crusher. And then Janeway.
Okay.
And
then you'll be the narrator. Okay, so fanfic theater, part 1.
The costume ball was well underway. The place was packed with crew. The idea behind this party was to disguise yourself enough that even close friends might not know you. Several heads turned as Dr. Beverly Crusher entered. She dressed as Zorro.
I've been looking forward to tonight.
She quickly found herself in the arms of a green-skinned woman who wore little more than strategically placed strips of black cloth. She didn't know it, but the green woman was actually Deanna Troi in makeup. She grabbed Beverly by the hips and steered her in a tight circle.
Interesting weapon you have there. Know how to use it.
Beverly's ass tingled delightfully as the woman pulled her closer.
I think I'm fairly adept.
Troy smirked, watching as the woman toyed with the hilt of her rapier. She had hoped that the woman, in her revealing black bodysuit, was Beverly Crusher and had eagerly kissed her. Troy already knew how Beverly kissed thanks to a biopathogen the crew had picked up on an away mission.
I really love your costume.
She traced her finger over the transparent section stretched across Troy's ample bosom.
I like yours too. What may I call you?
You may call me Countess.
I'd really like to get out of here.
Troy could not stop touching Beverly's rapier out of sheer delight.
I know exactly where we should go to make an evening a little bit more memorable.
And where is that, Countess?
The holodeck.
End of part 1.
That was great. We will continue it in part 2, but what we have to do is we have to eliminate one of you. One of you did not scream the name of your stakilth in ecstasy to the satisfaction of this audience. So I have to eliminate one of you right now. So I'll give you one last chance. I'm going to hold my hand over your head, say their name in ecstasy, and by applause, I'm going to have to eliminate one of you here. Ready? Go.
Wesley! John! 7 of 9!
Right.
Dina!
Yes!
Mr. Spock, I'm really enjoying this copulatory exercise.
I think I have to say, I think it's obvious, Tabitha, we've enjoyed being on the show. And I do believe, though, that you would destroy Wesley. I think that you would be the louder of the two. Let's give her a big hand. Let's give her a big hand. Thanks, Tabitha. Thank you. And now the next part of our competition, this is going to get tough. This is going to prove that there are horns outside, but also it's going to prove how well you know Star Trek, and you could not have prepared for this. And in order to do this, I'm going to need you all to stand, and I'm going to need to put blindfolds on all of you.
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
So let's see. I've got pass along these blindfolds if you wouldn't mind putting these on, and then I'm completely out of blindfolds. Could you just wear this? All right, that's great. All right. If you wouldn't mind, just wait a second though. Wait a second. I have to. Oh my God. I ran out of blindfolds. What
And now
can I
I'm
do?
off the
the show?
What can I do?
Why do you have
Okay, here's what we're going to do. This is going to prove how well you know the ships and the vehicles in the Star Trek universe. I'll be handing each of you a ship from the realm of Star Trek. All right? What you're going to do is you're going to tell me what the ship is based on what it feels like. Okay, do you understand? So I'm handing each of you a tiny little starship, and what you're going to do is, just by the feel of it, you're going to tell me what ship you're holding, okay? So I'm going to hold it up for the audience. I'm going to hold up the ship, then I'm going to put it in Giselle's hand. Don't say anything yet, okay?
So you're just giving us the ship to
I'm
touch.
just giving you the ship to touch, okay? So I'm holding it up. Put this in your hand. Jess, right here. Great. Aaron, I've got your ship or vehicle. There we go. Here for you, Kia. And there you go. Okay, so now feel, just touch it, feel it. Don't say anything yet. And what I want you to do now, starting with Giselle, tell me what ship you're holding.
NCC 1701.
Close, but from which series?
Oh my God.
Which series?
Is it D?
It's from which series?
Oh, well, next gen.
That is correct. Give her a big hand. You can take off your blindfold. You survived this round. Jeff, you're holding your ship. Hold it up to the audience. What ship are you holding?
I have absolutely no idea.
Take your mask off. You're going to be so disappointed to find out that you were holding a Klingon warbird. Oh, Jess. Oh, thank you for playing. You were great. We may need you for fanfic, though. Aaron, what is it that you're holding? What is it? Hold it up for the audience. What is it that you're holding?
D Space 9 Space Station.
That's correct. Give her a big hand. You can take your blindfold off. You survived. Great. Okay, Kia, what are you holding?
I'm holding the Enterprise.
That's correct. From which series?
It feels like Next Generation? Enterprise E?
Close.
Oh, then it's the original one?
Yes! You survived! You survived. You take your blindfold off. Okay. All right, Helen. What are you holding in your hand?
Like if I know.
Oh, come on. Come on, this is so easy. Feel that.
It's cubic.
Yes, it's the board ship. It's the board ship. Oh. Give her a big hand. You can take off your blindfold. Thank you. Thank you for playing. We're probably going to do for fanfic, so stick around close. That was great, and that was much more difficult than I think we could have imagined. And now let's actually return to fanfic theater. We'll need some of our losers to come back up on stage to reprise their parts. And this is Fanfic Theater Part 2. I know, it's kind of humiliating. I feel terrible. I feel terrible doing this to you. But come back on, Helen. Come on. You've got your part. And we will revisit the happenings at... Where are they exactly?
This will be fun.
Oh, sure. That's just for you. You can keep it.
All right, so this one's at...
I have lots of blindfolds. Trust me. Those were fun. I could have sold them on Etsy, but they're all for you. They're all for you.
All right, so this ends at the end of page 2, by the way, ladies. Okay. Ahem. Continuing fanfic theater. The two women snuck out of the costume ball, excited where the evening was heading.
What? What just happened?
I dropped my treble. Sorry.
No problem.
I'm excited about where the evening was heading. Troy decided that now was the right time to let Beverly in on a little secret.
I brought something special to mark the occasion.
Troy pulled out a strange, slender, cylinder-shaped contraption. Beverly's eyes lit out of excitement.
Is it a Wonder Wand?
Yes, Countess.
Troy let her fingertips slide along the toy, and Beverly almost doubled over from the sensation. Wonder Wands, a fantastic Ferengi invention, interfaced directly with a woman's nervous system so that the toy felt like an extension of her pleasure centers.
Let's see if it works. I almost forgot. What should I call you?
Call me Goddess.
Troy leaned into Beverly's ear and whispered,
Let's enter the holodeck.
The women entered and were just about to indulge in each other's ample forms when they realized they weren't alone.
Captain?
What in the world are you two doing here? More importantly, how did we get in here?
I'm not sure. I can answer the question, Captain. One moment I was preparing to retrograde, and next I found myself here. Naked, apparently.
The women all examined Seven's perfect body. Despite the confusion in the air, there was also a saturation of sexual fever.
Q, I know you have something to do with this. Come out now.
End of section 2.
Wow, give me a big hand.
Should we remove ourselves?
Yes,
from the
if the
stage?
losers would not mind exiting the stage. Now, I failed to mention that in this competition, the prize is a huge one. The prize is that the winner of this competition will be in Star Trek. That's right. The winner of this competition will be in Star Trek and play probably the most important character. We'll get to that at the very end of the show. Right now, I need each of you to stand. I think it's going to be better to stand for this because this is where things get tough. We're going to play a very simple game. You've been watching Star Trek and its various series, and anything is eligible in terms of an answer, whether it comes from the fiction, whether it comes from the series, whether it comes from the movies. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask each of you to name a particular thing, right? And if one of you gets it wrong, if one of you freezes and isn't able to give an answer, or you repeat something that someone else said, you will be eliminated. Let's play a practice round. This doesn't count, right? This does not count. So I'm going to say to you, name a starship captain. Go.
Card.
Janeway.
Kirk.
That would be good.
Oh my gosh, Janeway. No.
You repeat it.
I'm terrible at this.
Okay, so just to no, that was good. So just to illustrate, just so you understand the rules, you can't repeat something someone else said. You can't, and there are multiple correct answers. The categories that I'm going to be giving you, there are many correct answers. For some of them, hundreds. But you can't repeat what someone else said. You can't give a wrong answer.
There's a few on here.
Like if you said Han Solo, that would not be correct. And if you freeze for a length of time that I determined to be that you've spaced, so to speak, you're off the show. You're off. Okay? So now it's for real. Okay? That was just a fun practice. And give him a big hand for that, because that was good. Okay, so name any piece of technology from the Star Trek universe. Any piece of technology, any piece of tech whatsoever. Phasers. Holodeck. Synthesizers. Okay. Beamer. Okay. Which I assume you mean the transporter beam, but also beamer, that might be slang in the Star Trek universe. I'm sure they eventually have slang.
Captain's chair.
Captain's chair, okay, I think that's a good. I think we'll accept that.
Dirty Spicer.
Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, okay, Giselle.
Okay, helmsman chair.
Helmsman's chair. Okay, helmsman chair, all right. Tricorder, good one, yeah.
The Borg's tech stuff.
Oh, that's not really what it's called.
Oh, okay, well then the dilithium crystals.
Dilithium crystals, okay, that's good. Okay. Starships, yeah, that's good.
Bird of prey.
The spaceships that, the escape pods. Those smaller ships, the space shuttles.
That's not.
Space
Do you know what it's called?
Okay, fine. Navigation system.
Wow, really? Yeah.
Kobayashi Maru simulator.
Ooh. Good one. Did you hear the gas? Everyone gasped. Okay, Aaron.
Food replicator.
Food replicator. Oh, wow. Nice.
The viewer screen.
View screen. Yes, view screen is a piece of tech.
A wonder wand.
Oh, all right. You know what? It does apply. It was in the fiction. Okay.
I'm sorry. Does that count though?
Well, I did say fiction was okay. Okay, so a lot of things have been said. Now we're gonna have to dig deep now. This is gonna get tough. One of you has the opportunity to be in Star Trek as one of the most important characters in Star Trek. you really want to step it up at this point. So, Aaron, everything's on the line. Your entire life has led to this. This is really important. The next words that come out of your mouth will either be the correct ones or ones that will get you sitting with the losers.
Oh my God.
I don't know, they look kind of cool though.
Yes, okay. The losers are having fun. Yes. But what is your answer?
Borg cube.
Borg cube. Okay, that is a piece of tech.
Photon torpedoes.
Yes. Photon torpedoes. Yeah.
Cortical implant for 7.
Yes.
Oh wow, good one.
Her hand implants as well.
Hand implants.
Data.
Data. Oh. Wow. Okay.
Okay, Borg Queen.
Borg queen, a piece of tech.
Yeah, that's
Audience.
Yeah.
All right, we're nodding. Okay.
Lore.
Lore.
brother.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Okay.
Shields.
Shields. Oh yes, shields. Wow.
Yeah.
Very necessary.
Giselle.
Oh no, I'm freezing. Oh my gosh, I guess just the Enterprise.
The Enterprise.
No.
Wait, was the Enterprise said before?
Yeah, we said starships.
You said starships.
And that was me that said it.
Giselle, I love that you bring the fanfic to the show, and I think that as a Star Trek fan, the people listening to this can't see the lovely uniform you have on now. Unfortunately, you've been eliminated, and I'm sorry. We're now down to 2. Sit with the losers, but I'm going to need you back on stage to do our fanfic. And Coleman, I'm going to need you. I need something. If you could just come to the stage for a second, I need to give you something for the end of the show. Okay, we're going to continue with this. We're down to our final 2 contestants. Final two contestants. I want to hear your answers. I'm going to give you time to regroup. Okay, we're going to start. Okay, but those other, you know what? Let's move on to a different category. All right, we're going to move on to a different category. Okay. Oh, just a moment. Quick.
Hey, how are you doing? That's nice. I like that. It's like sparkling.
Yeah. The Brucier. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Kind of. It still looks good.
It kind of is.
Okay, so we're going to move on from the tech because we kind of went to that well. New category. Here we are. You ready? Name a planet from the Star Trek universe and or a starbase. If you can remember the starbase designations, we could be up here all day. So name a planet from the Star Trek universe and or a starbase. And we're going to go back and forth round robin because we've got limited time. So ready? Aaron, name a planet and or starbase. Go, Aaron.
Vulcan.
Earth.
Risa.
Risa.
Worf's planet.
Which is good. I'll give you time to think it through. Think it through in your head. Worf's planet is.
Yeah,
he is. What is his race?
Is full of Worf's people.
Which are? Worf's people are.
They're Klingons. Is it called Klingon?
Yeah.
Klingon is the correct answer. Nice. All right. Come on. It's getting down. But there's a lot of planets in the Star Trek universe.
Beta Z.
Beta's a great one.
Can I do a proxy and have like Helen?
There is no phone a friend in this competition, and the stakes are high.
Yeah, they are.
As I pointed out earlier, you will be in Star Trek as one of the most important characters in the show.
That's a pretty damn good prize.
It's a great prize.
Okay. Mars.
Mars is a planet, yes.
Well, can we
Aaron.
just go through our own planets or our own solar system?
No, because I have those. You do the hard ones.
Go quick. You ready? Go.
Saturn.
Neptune.
You're going to run out in about 4 planets, but go on.
Well, I think Pluto was downgraded, right? Recently?
Yes, and I was saying.
So you can't say Pluto.
Elliptical or
Still in the show.
I'm going to go with Cardassia because I'm going to...
Okay, Cardassia, all right.
Thank you, Mercury.
Okay.
Aaron?
I'm going to go with... I'm going to try and go actually with Star Trek one. So let me think.
Yeah, do it. You know you got it.
You've got a few more seconds.
I know.
You've got. Okay, think it through. What other planets and/or star bases in the Star Trek universe?
She just said Jupiter.
Jupiter. There you go.
Jupiter. Okay.
Venus.
Thanks for giving me that one.
Aaron.
Now I'm out, so.
A few more seconds. Aaron, it's down to you.
Trill.
Trill. Okay. Okay.
EO.
Ooh. Aaron,
Let's see.
think through some of the episodes.
I'm thinking.
2 more seconds.
Romulus.
Oh, wait. Disqualified.
I take back Romulus. No Romulus. No Romulus. Romulus doesn't count.
All right, but
Romulus doesn't count.
I have to eliminate you. I'm sorry, Aaron.
You're right. It was cheating.
It was cheating. So
It was cheating.
audience, please.
Thank you.
But let's give a big hand. And Kia, our winner. You will be in Star Trek. We need our final fanfic theater, part 3. Come on up on stage, everyone. Give them a big hand, everyone. Everyone a big hand. Everyone on stage. We're final fanfic theater, and then Kia is going to be in Star Trek.
Alright, third page. And then just wait.
Here we are, the final part 3 of fanfic theater. Here we go.
The epic conclusion. Q watched from afar and giggled to himself while eating some popcorn. His brilliance knew no bounds.
If only I had my camera.
Ladies, I think Q did us a favor. There's no reason why we cannot enjoy this, even if Q is to blame for it. That is, if you'd like to join us.
The two women embraced each other, setting the example for Seven and Janeway. The captain blushed. It felt so wrong, but if it was, she didn't want to be right.
Agreed. After all, Captain, you do want me to feel more human, don't you?
As annoyed as Janeway was with Q right now, she could not help but be pleased with the beautiful, supple bodies before her. She grinned coyly, especially since she had resisted the urge to have Seven for what seemed like a painful eternity. Her breasts tingled in confusion.
Forget about Q. Let's reward ourselves. Do you all know what this is?
Troy held up the Wonder Wand. The women quivered in excitement.
Yes. Set phasers to sexy time. And I think we need some mood music.
Suddenly, a scintillating saxophone played in the background. The player looked like an oiled-up monstrosity from Earth's 1980s.
May I remind everyone that there are still parts of me that are Borg and therefore machine? If I were to assimilate this device with myself, it would intensify the effects by at least 300%.
Beverly could not take the anticipation any longer.
Kneel before Countess 7. Kneel my review.
Oh, this is taking too long. Close off.
All the women were now all natural, and the holodeck was set to a tropical moon in a far-off galaxy. The women indulged, and Q grinned.
Set phasers to splooge.
Big round of applause. Thank you. I want you to all remain on stage as Kia will be in Star Trek, playing the most important character in Star Trek. A character that has been in every Star Trek movie, in every Star Trek series, in every episode of every series. Of course, I'm talking about Space. You will be playing Space. Put on your space costume. If you could put on this, it's a poncho. So you just put this on. And ladies, would you help decorate Space with some stars here? Decorate Space, and I will sing for you. I'm going to sing for you a song that is, I don't know if you knew this, but there are words to the Star Trek song. The Star Trek the Motion Picture came out in 1979.
Decorate Space.
And Sean Cassidy actually sang words to the Star Trek song. We're going to hear them now as I dance with Space and the women of Star Trek.
There's a star beyond time, floating in space, waiting for you and me. Though we're planets apart, love is the bridge joining our galaxies. Come with me, we'll conquer the unknown. When no one's ever flown to one star that we'll make our own. Where the universe ends, our world begins somewhere beyond. The
women of Trek. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to thank Jizzy B, Jesse P, Pia McCarty, Tabitha Bohannon, Helen Z, Aaron Maxwell. Thank you, everyone here at iOS. Coleman, my buddy Patrick, everybody here. Thank you for coming on Saturday night. One last thing I want to say. Let's get out of here. Thank you. All right, that's it for this week's episode of PodCRASH. I really want to thank everyone who helped out with that. Patrick Ian Moore, Tommy Bechtold was there, Aaron, Giselle, Jess, Markia, Tabitha, Helen. Just they came to play and had a good time, especially in the bit we did with the blindfolds. I don't know if you could to picture this. There's pictures actually on the Facebook page. If you go to facebook.com/podcrash, you'll see that what I did was they had to hold these starships in their hands. Well, you heard it. And I had blindfolds, but I ran out of blindfolds, and all I had was this sort of like GIMP mask. So I put the GIMP mask on Jess. She was a good sport. Actually, they were all good sports to be dancing with me at the end of the show. So thank you to all of them. Thank you to everyone at IO West. And I want to remind you that Memorial Day weekend, I will be doing PodCRASH Live at Phoenix Comic Con. That's Saturday, May 25th at 7:30 p.m. You can go to phoenixcomiccon.com for more details about that show. It's going to be awesome. I will be there all weekend. I'm also performing with Comic Book Live the same weekend, Friday, May 24th, 7:30, I believe. You can get more information at facebook.com/podcrash. And you can also go to podcrash.net for all of your PodCRASH interests and or needs. I want to thank you for continuing to listen to the show. I really do appreciate that you guys download this and listen to it every week. Please go to iTunes, give us a good review, give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. It helps other people discover the show, and I will see you at Phoenix Comic Con. And until then, I say, let's get out of here.